I've been playing The Forge for some time now, and I've actually completed the entire game. And in this video, I want to show you guys how you can complete everything, as well as literally get anything you want inside this entire game. This is literally a full guide over every single thing, and it's going to help you beat the entire game in 24 hours. But if this video does help you out in any form, shape, or way, please go ahead and subscribe. That's all I ask, but let's get right into it and not waste any more time. So obviously, The Forge has been out for a few weeks, and I recently just started playing it, and I noticed a lot of things going on with the game. And one of the first things that I want to go through is money making. As you can see at the moment, at the time I'm recording, I'm level 120 and I have 872,000 cash. I've actually been able to have more than this, but this is currently what I have at the moment, and this is very easy to obtain, and it basically allows you to buy everything. In order to do this, you're gonna just need a good sword and some good armor, which don't worry, I will go fully into detail on that, the best recipes you need to know and all that good stuff. But in case you don't know, the absolute best way of getting money is by farming for essence, and I'm talking about this type of essence right here, the medium essence and all other kinds. If I take a look at my inventory, I believe I've sold most in my stash. Like, let me just search up essence. Yeah, as you can see, I don't have much. I only have 199 of the superior essence. Now, the ones that you typically want to go for is superior essence as well as the greater essence. These are the ones that are actually worth the most out of the entire game. You can hold on, let me not let that guy blow up. You can either obtain them all the way in the back over here inside of the Forgotten Kingdom through these NPCs, which they're not the greatest, and your chances of getting better ones are significantly lower. But the good thing is, for me personally, I'm able to like one-shot these guys. As you can see, it takes literally no effort, and you can also get a bunch of I forgot what it's called, a bunch of ruins with them. I have a ton of ruins, and I need to get rid of a lot as well. But if you already have the good sword, you can actually head over onto here inside of this little section, and you will be able to find NPCs that are much stronger. However, the rewards are significantly better. If you take a look at the index for enemies, you will find out that, for example, things like the Reaper have a 1 in 4 chance of actually giving you the superior essence, which is the second best. Now, ironically, the greater essence is better, even though they have made it not look better, but it is definitely better. And I did just get a superior essence from that guy. That guy gave me a greater essence, so that's good. And sometimes I'm even able to one-shot guys in here. Obviously, in this video, I'm going to cover all of that, so that way you guys are able to obtain everything I have gotten so far. The only annoying ones are the slimes here, because these guys stun you on every single hit. But as you just saw, I just one-shotted that Death Axe skeleton. And the only one I cannot do that with is the Reaper, which so happens to be the best one. Okay, I can still easily kill him, and with this, you also are able to obtain a ton of ruins, which in return, you can use it on your armor, you can use it on your weapon, and all that stuff. For ruins, you actually want to go for stuff that is typically 2 traits. You never really want to put anything that has like 1 trait. For example, this Briar Notch, it only has Thorn 1, so I'm probably just going to straight up delete it. As you can see currently in my equipment, if I show you guys my current sword, which I'm using, which is completely made out of darkrai, you can see that, it's not completely made out of darkrai, but mostly. And as you can see, I have explosion on it. I got lethality, which basically just does extra damage on the base damage. Attack speed, which is super good, as well as negative vitality, which technically this is bad, but it's fine. If we take a look, though, you can see both of mine are blast chips. The reason why I have the blast chip on is because it has an ability that is automatic on your attacks. You don't have to wait for it to instantly use. And that is this thing right here. As you can see, when you attack, it has a chance to cause an explosion at location of victim, dealing 23% of weapon damage as AoE damage. And it's a 16% chance. Now, I do have a better one on my actual sword, but that one is still pretty good. And why is this still on my screen? What the heck? But what this basically means is every single time I hit these guys, there's a 16% chance that thing can happen. You'll hear it when you hear like the little pop, or like the enemies kind of just like explode, or they take way more damage than they are supposed to. And in my opinion, it is extremely overpowered in killing enemies. You can also put things like the flame spark on, but this deals damage over time, which isn't necessarily what I want, so I'm not using it anymore. Now, with the money that you're actually able to obtain by killing these guys and obtaining their essence, you can buy a bunch of swords. And now I'm going to go ahead and grind this little area for just a few minutes, and we're going to come back and see how much money we can actually make. So Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes, and I'll be back as soon as I'm done. Oh, and while I'm grinding this, I should really mention that it literally does not matter where you do this. As long as you're getting essence from things that you can easily kill, this will work. Odds are, if you're getting stuff from, like, you know, lower areas, such as maybe the first world, that's fine. You're probably just newer to the game, and that's very good still. All right, there we go. It's been 5 minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and get a few more kills here. Okay, that's enough. Now, all you do from wherever area you were farming these essence, literally just click escape and then reset, bro. Just reset your avatar, and it'll take a few seconds, but your character does reset and you go back to the spawn point. Then you can go to the sell guy, which I actually don't know what it is because I have the game pass. Would you like to sell any equipment? Okay, nope, not him. I think it's this person right here, the greedy person. And all I'm going to select here is just going to be my essence. And you'll see we will make a good amount. Keep in mind, this is like 5 minutes worth of grinding. Boom. There we go. Let's throw everything on. And just like that, that is my essence. You are also able to sell all of these ruins. But personally, I would recommend you keep the ones that you like and sell the ones that you don't like. So go through them and search for what might interest you. I will get into ruins more so later on, but that's something for a little bit. Now that we've selected these, we're literally just going to say accept, and look at that. With that, we are making 35,000. Boom, deal, take it all, and now I have over $900,000. I should mention that I did have some from before, so don't expect to make that much that quick, but it's very overpowered regardless. Now, you might be, well, like, there is no way you have actually done all of this in 24 hours, and, well, that is true. I haven't. However, the reason why I've not been able to do it is because I've spent the 24 hours of my own time doing something else. Or I should say more than 24 hours. The first few hours of the game I spent grinding, and then later on I discovered this achievement system. And I did not know about this because, as you can see right now, it says I have time played 71 hours, which is definitely not 24. But if you go down here, you will find there is this one achievement that I'm using right now called the dedicated player, where I have a 71 out of 100 hours played, and this gives you a luck boost. You necessarily don't have to do this, but this luck boost goes over your pickaxe, and any pickaxe that you use while equipping this boost will benefit from it. So that's why I actually have a lot of hours, and this thing doesn't update until I rejoin. And just to prove that I am literally doing this right now, I'm going to go ahead quickly rejoin the server, and you're going to see it go from 71 hours to something much higher. All right, here we go. Let's go on the Roblox website right here, and let's go ahead and rejoin my VIP server. Boom. And you're going to notice that when I do actually join this game, it's going to be much higher, way more than like a few minutes higher than what it said. And here we go. Let's check my achievements, and boom, 79 hours. I've been AFK in the server for 8 hours until the second. And this is really good for filling up this achievement, but don't worry about doing that until later on into the game. Now, the terms of pickaxes that I would recommend for you guys to get, if you are in the second world, I highly recommend you either just get one of these and farm enough cash until you can get the Lightite pickaxe. And one very good method in order to get some cash to even be able to break stuff in this area, especially if you're a first world player, is by actually going to this little island right over here, or I actually think it's this one over here. But as you can see, there's this little monkey guy. You can do his quest and he gives you a bunch of cash. I actually forgot how much it is. If somebody can let me know in the comments, but it's a very good starting guy. He basically asks you to farm for a bunch of bananite, which I no longer have, but it's super easy and you can literally do it in World 1, so why not? But the lightite pickaxe isn't actually the only good pickaxe you can get. Personally, in my opinion, the best one is the arcane pickaxe. A lot of people will also tell you that this demonite pickaxe or demonic pickaxe here is also very good inside of, the cave. I actually have not even gone for this because I don't think it's good. It's extremely expensive of a pickaxe to put ruins on, and I just think you're way better off getting the arcane pickaxe, considering the next update's in a week and there will be better ones. But how do you get the arcane pickaxe? If you've been living under a rock, you literally just come to the Stoneway Cross, aka the first area in the game, jump into the cave, and go in this direction. And you're going to follow the right side of this direction until you end up to this cave. And this will be locked right here. I believe there's like some requirement for it. But you can look at what the requirement is. You have to like find some dude's key. Bro, can you stop interrupting me? I'm recording. But as you can see, that guy also drops essence. But it'll give you access to this cave, which then you can buy the arcane pickaxe for 125k. It's very expensive, so if you're a beginner, odds are you can't get it. But you can also do these quests if you're a beginner, which is amazing to make some money and get levels early on. And if you're a very new player, I highly recommend you start with the gold pickaxe. This actually doesn't have a debuff of time. I believe the platinum pickaxe, okay, this is better, but it's significantly more expensive. So if you have the opportunity, I would personally go for the gold pickaxe until you're able to get your next best one. But early on, choices inside the game don't really matter. You'll be able to get through this very quickly. Now on to the part that you probably care about the most, armor, and how do I ensure I get the absolute best? Well, let's head on back into the Forgotten Kingdom for this one. For armor, there is a lot of things you can make, and personally, I'm going to show you, in my opinion, what is the absolute best. This is currently what I use. Yes, it does not actually have the best defense in the game, but it is extremely easy to make in comparison to everything else, and you can do this a part of the 24-hour challenge type thing. Based on what you actually put for your armor, you're able to obtain better results, I guess I should say. The multiplier is what actually gives your armor the base amount of damage. Meanwhile, the specific types of ores that you put in with specific multipliers is what can actually give you some perks. For both my armor pieces, I actually went ahead and used this specific recipe. Now, I'm going to show you guys two versions over here. But the most important thing inside of this is going to be some ore. And I believe I put in 12 of these. And also, I literally just searched up this thing called the Forge Calculator. It lets me know how much of a buff I'm going to get. And it's going to make sure that I use the best of everything. So, like I said, 12 ores. I'm just going to go ahead and pop those in. There we go. 12 of those. And then the next thing I used is, I believe, uranium. Yes, uranium is very good. And I put in 11 of those. And then in order to be able to keep getting that effect, you actually have to put in more stuff. So the next choice is going to be mithril. And actually, I should go to armor. There we go. For this one, I also put 11. And for my last one, you can choose between two things. Currently, this is what we have. However, you can choose whether you want to also put in lightite, which actually gives you much faster speed inside of the game. Or you can go for the easier option, being obsidian, but this lowers the damage on your armor. And instead, I believe this gives you like vitality or something. I mean, let's just go ahead, throw obsidian in here. It doesn't hurt to check. There we go. 11 obsidian. This will give me the max buff. And yes, this is max HP AoE damage on, or wait, no, that's uranium. So yes, uranium, very important. But this one gives you 22% more vitality. So what it basically means is if you put in obsidian, although you are going to get more health, it is still going to take away a bit of health because you are constructing an armor that's much worse. I believe that's how I did my leggings. However, for my chest plate, I do have the speed buff. So I'm pretty sure I went ahead and made this with lightite. So in my opinion, lightite is better because technically it's just better, bruh. However, I do understand some people won't have it. Lightite is actually much harder to get. Personally, though, I did not have a trouble obtaining these materials because all I did was I actually went over here to the mine. And now that there's VIP servers, this is much easier, but you can literally do this in any server. You just might have to share it with some people. However, I would just sit on these ores and I would actually break them. You can step right here and start breaking them. However, I should say that if you do this, at some point, it's actually going to stop mining because the ores are going to move spots and you're going to be out of reach. But as you can see, at the moment, it's working pretty good. An easy fix for that problem would actually just simply be standing like right here and only targeting one. Eventually, you're going to stop targeting this guy, but it's good. And as you can see, there is uranium in this, which is fantastic. There we go. Another uranium obtained. You can go ahead and throw that on your armor. It's very essential you do so. And if you want to increase your chances of getting this stuff, I highly recommend you actually use the potions in the game. You got the speed potion, which actually that's not good, but you have the luck potion and the miner potion. Typically, I have these running, but it is a little bit costly, especially if you're not in game. And I know a lot of you guys are asking on what race is the best. Obviously, you can see I have Angel, which in my opinion, this is the best. Demon and Angel are both really good. However, Angel is very beneficial for mining, which I think that's what you do for most part in this game. But you literally want to try your best, bro. I mean, they literally give no rerolls, bro. I got 0. But even Golem is good, especially if you're PvPing. Dragonborn is good. I do actually have this one, and I personally like this because this has this ability right here. 40% chance to burn enemy and deal 30% of the weapon's damage per second for 3 seconds. So if you actually just hit an enemy once, after a few seconds, you're basically doing 2 times damage. And actually, even with this perk, I run pretty fast. So I don't know if this is better for me to have on when I'm, you know, fighting enemies and stuff. But they're both good regardless. And also, just another fun fact. There's literally a cannon in this lobby that helps you get all the way up over here. So if you didn't know about that, definitely use that. Don't waste your time. And yeah, if I just hit these guys, I mean, I one-shot them. But if I do hit the slimes, as you can see, if I let some time go by, they take a lot of damage, bro. So this is a pretty good perk. It's just not insanely good. I would still say Angel's better, obviously. Oh my god, bro. Every guy in this thing is just getting smoked. But obviously, the most important thing for PvP, the sword. To actually make a sword, this, in my opinion, is the most annoying one. Because not only can you actually mess this up very easily, but there's also a good chance that you're not getting the best sword that you could be getting. Right now, there's a lot of debate about what type of sword is the best. In my opinion, currently, either katana or gauntlet are very good. You can use either of them. They're very good and they're pretty easy to make. For my sword, though, I did use some Darkrai, which I only have one of at the moment I'm recording, so I can't really replicate that once again. But my previous sword, which if I go ahead and show you guys inside of my equipments, this right here, this Magmite sword, it's still very close to my current sword. And I actually kind of regret the current one I have because it didn't end up being what I needed. Okay, I'm looking at this. I actually don't exactly remember what I put on this guy because he does have Magmite. But I believe what I did was I basically threw in like 3 of these ores. There was also a Rivalite, which I actually don't have at the moment. Rivalite is very easy to obtain. I'm pretty sure it's literally just from the volcanic rocks. Yes, Rivalite right here. You can actually also get it from the basalt vein or the volcanic rocks. So both of them work for this. And it actually has a very good multiplier. I just don't have any of them, sadly. But on top of having the 3 Rivalite here, just imagine I have it in this little slot. But I also put in some Fireites, I believe, probably 3 of these. And keep in mind, you just want to get like the best version of these. Chaos is a 1 out of 16. That is very good if you can get it. This dagger hook is also pretty good, and this relevator is also very good. I think, in my opinion, this is the best one, but you do have to put more in to target that. Same with the katana. So for my last one, I believe this was where the Magmite is, and then that's also 3 of that. Hypothetically, if I had 3 more things in there, as you can see, my chances would be to getting a katana, and the multiplier would be very good. Probably not 4.75, but still very good. If you don't have one of these materials, though, instead, you could try throwing in lightite. I mean, your weapon will attack faster, but it's not the greatest thing to put on a weapon. But we're still not done with some information that you really need to know. If you plan to actually grind for a lot of the things I just said, some of these ores you have to obviously get the volcanic rock. Especially if you want to do what I said, but with the darkrites or the demonites, you actually can only get those from volcanic ore. But lucky for you, I know how you can do it. However, we just need to get down in here. If you have a VIP server, you're actually able to do this very good method, which is by putting 2 of these volcanic rocks next to each other. As you can see right now, I have one right here. However, next to it is a basalt vein. So I'm going to go ahead and destroy that basalt vein in the hopes of one of them turning into a volcanic rock, and then I can mine 2 at once. Very similar to what you do when you're AFKing. However, this is obviously better because it's with a volcanic rock. And I should mention, I would not break a volcanic rock unless it has what you're looking for. Like, I can see this one has like some poop in it, so I'm not gonna get that, and I'm just gonna break the basalt vein, and after 30 seconds the volcanic rock will actually regenerate. That way you don't lose it, because if it despawns completely, there's a chance it might not be another volcanic rock. There's multiple spots where like this is possible to do it with. I just decided to like choose that spot, but look over here, there's another volcanic rock and a basalt core, so you're able to do it here. And as you can see, I got an eye ore, so it's worth me breaking it anyways. And just because I'm a curious George, I'm gonna pop some potions and let's bust open this volcanic rock. Come on, give me something good. Okay, it's trash. As you can see, it has volcanic rock in it, so it's not good. And also, you want to choose a spot where, you know, you're not going to get disturbed by the NPCs. Personally, my favorite is this spot over here. Somewhere over there, there's typically 2 rocks, but sometimes it is a little bit random and you will not be able to predict it. Okay, this has obsidian. I still don't necessarily need that, so I'm gonna just go ahead and break these basalt rocks in the hopes of them actually transferring to volcanic rocks. And this does take some time. In my opinion, this is kind of an annoying process, but hey, you can still get good stuff in the way. Now, what do you do with all of this junk that you actually obtain? Now, I'm not gonna go all the way back to the forging guy, but what you can do is go on ahead and actually forge them into something that's still worth a lot of money. This is what I do while grinding for essence. It helps me out a lot, but I go ahead and just simply put in 40 total materials and I select armor, so that way I'm making a heavy type of armor. Now, I don't exactly have 40, so I'm gonna just go ahead and throw in, you know, some mithrils here. And as you can see, when you're about like that 70% chance, I would go ahead and forge it. I have a thing to skip this, but as you can see, I got leggings. It's okay because it's actually Dark Knight leggings, so these will sell for a lot. And boom, perfect, bop, bada boom. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly finish this. There we go. That's all complete. And if I go ahead and see how much this is worth, you'll be able to see this is very good. Yeah, $3,000, bro. If it's actually a heavy chest plate, it'll be even more than that. So when you get Dark Bone Knight from fighting guys in here, it's definitely very useful to craft that. You're making even more money and you're also getting levels. All the good stuff, bro. Also, I did forget to mention on how you actually forge a hat or a helmet as well as leggings, because what I told you guys was the recipe in order to craft the heavy chest plate. You do want to obviously get these Dark Knight, hence why they're so good. But for the recipe I just said, you literally just want to make it less. That is all you want to do until it's the perfect amount. So basically, I'm actually going to use the forge calculator for this, so that way I know how much I need. But for this, I had 12 eye ore down. Then I had some uranium. So let's go ahead and put in 11 uranium. Then the next thing was mithril. And once again, that's 11. And for the last one, just as an example, I'm going to put lightite. But like I said, you can do that as obsidian instead if you don't have it. And as you can see right now, the stats are all basically an even number. That's how I am able to tell that, you know, it's maxed out. If you're using a forge calculator, it will literally tell you that it's not an even number. And that's basically how you know you can't do, or you can actually add more of that material. But since the number looks nice, we're just going to go ahead and remove one of every single thing until our chances of getting heavy leggings is extremely high. All right, let's go ahead do it one more time. Boom. Okay, still not enough. Let's go ahead and go lower. And that is it right there. You actually don't want to go lower than this number, because if I do, you'll see my chances of heavy leggings do drop. And although the heavy leggings itself don't drop, heavy helmet drops, which means that there's a chance I could actually get stuff much worse. So unless you want to actually take that risk, I highly recommend you just go ahead, throw in one more of everything. And I would basically just do this. Wait, not this. Oops. You kind of have the choice of what you want to have the most of. Personally, I like the Iowa. It just looks cooler in my opinion. Not that it looks crazy better, but it literally gives you weapon damage. Who doesn't like that? For leggings, this is the number I would have. Some sort of 988. And then you probably get the point by now. Even less for a helmet. Oh my god, I'm adding to it. But let's go ahead and subtract this by 1. And yeah, just keep going lower till it's pretty good. And I believe 7666 is a pretty good number to get a heavy helmet. And keep in mind, if you don't get one of these items, there's still a chance you could get something else that you need, but you just didn't know that. Like, for example, when I was going for my heavy chest plate, I actually ended up getting my heavy leggings first. And in my opinion, the hardest one's gotta be the leggings, bro. And in terms of the runes that you want to put on these, there's a lot of choices. I personally just went with whatever, bro. But if I go ahead and show you guys my runes for my armor, it's typically stuff that, you know, just helps me do even more damage. Like for the legs, I got Berserker, which does physical damage. And it basically just gives me a massive boost when I'm below 35% health. Every time you get a rune, these numbers are typically different. They can be higher or lower, which implies whether it's better or worse. If you're wondering what the cap for these is, there is websites, obviously. The official wiki of the game shows it. I'm not going to go into it because you can technically find it yourself. As you can see on the forgewiki.org, if you literally go to ruins, it actually shows you the possible caps for every single type of rune. And in terms of pickaxe, you always want to put luck at this, so far at least inside the game. You want to go ahead, get the max luck 16% and just put that on your sword or your pickaxe. Also, if you currently have it on a pickaxe that's worth something that a lot of people don't know, if you go to the rune maker for any of your items, you're able to remove it. You literally just press it and then you click detach. It does cost a bit, but hey, I mean, if you want to go for it, do it. Typically, the cheaper the sword, the easier, or the cheaper the item, the cheaper it is to remove it. But since it's an arcane pickaxe, it's more expensive. But yeah, this has been a very long video, and I hope all this information does not overcrowd you guys. I am officially going to be probably making a bunch of videos on this game, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one because I put a lot of effort into it, and I wanted to crunch out on the most important and most unknown info I could find. But if you spend a few hours doing every single one of these things, I promise you, you can literally get to the end of the game. I probably did it in less than 24 hours if I wasn't just grinding for this stupid achievement. If you enjoyed this video, though, go on ahead and watch this one on the screen right here. It's one of my favorites, and I went ahead and picked it for you. So if you want to watch one of my past videos, click one of these now because they're amazing, and I promise you'll enjoy them. So click it fast. And until then, bye!